Pro-Palestinian Houthi rebels say a new maritime coalition led by the U.S. will not stop them attacking ships in the Red Sea. The Yemen-based group has vowed to prevent all ships from navigating the waterway until more food and medicine is allowed into the Gaza Strip. Oil giant BP is the latest to divert shipments from the waters, blaming a deteriorating security situation, which the U.S.'s new multinational operation aims to counteract.
The lifeblood of the rules-based international order is actually seawater. All countries have the right to move freely and lawfully in international waters. But that foundational global right is under new threat today from the totally unacceptable attacks on merchant vessels by the Houthis in Yemen.
The Houthis say waters adjacent to Yemen are safe for all ships except for Israeli ships or ships heading to Israel. They've claimed responsibility for a number of missile and drone attacks in the Red Sea, a route that carries up to 12% of global trade. And in what could be the latest disturbance, a UK agency has received reports of another incident northeast of Djibouti. The increase in incidents in the Red Sea region has disrupted global trade, and that has forced insurance companies to significantly hike their premiums on ships, making it uneconomical for some to transit through Egypt's Suez Canal. Major shipping lines Frontline and Maersk have chosen to reroute some of their vessels around Africa, amid fears of continued attacks by the Houthi rebels. We spoke to Cormac McGarry, he's director at Control Risks, about the challenges this new international naval task force could face in the Red Sea against this organized and sophisticated Houthi rebels.
As to how successful an organized naval task force could be, it's a good sign when you deploy organized naval forces against a threat like this. It is a good thing. It can do a lot. It already is doing a lot. Even when it's less organized. But there's a lot of questions that need to be answered in the coming days. The US seems to be successfully pulling together a multinational task force using a system that kind of already exists, which is known as the Combined Maritime Forces. So they already have the framework to make this happen, and it's a question of finding other willing nations to take part. But the big question is, what does it actually look like? Because when you deploy an international naval task force on the water, the question is, what are you defending against? What is the tactical purpose of the ships in the water? So, for example, you could say right now, it's easy to say that the tactical purpose is to continue knocking missiles and drones out of the sky. But the Houthi movement is a complex threat actor. They're not a small band of ragtag militants. They're a highly organized and sophisticated force. So if an organized task force continues plucking missiles out of the sky, the Houthis have other tactics that they can deploy, including remotely controlled explosive-laden boats, basically boats full of bombs that they can drive towards ships. They've also already shown us that they can deploy more sophisticated helicopter boardings. I think we're unlikely to see that again. And they also have other weaponry and tactics at their disposal. So again, it's a complicated threat environment for an international task force to actually defend against. The timeline is very uncertain. What's worth paying attention to here is the very measured reaction of the United States. And of course, what we're seeing in the Red Sea is completely and inherently linked to the Israel-Hamas war. So how that war continues to play out, the trajectory of it, is absolutely key to understanding the future intents and actions of the Houthi movement.